Yo, welcome back to It's Okay with Jay. Hope everyone's been doing okay. So, what's been happening in the world of you guys? Please let me know your thoughts and what you guys have been up to so far. So good. Myself again, trying to recover. Been trying to do quite a few bits at home, but again, I suppose probably like a lot of you guys, it's been a bit difficult this second lockdown. Actually, it's certain things are beginning to creep in, certain anxieties, certain bits where beg your pardon, sorry, and bits of depression and sadness and some cases joy, and sort of loads of mixed emotions, because as I've done in previous video and explained, during the first lockdown there was so much more. I was coming back from surgery, so I was on a bit of a hype, because again, I'd had surgery on a collapsed lung, and also recovering from a broken cartilage chest bone, and I was excited because the lockdown failed. I was meant to rest anyway, so it was during a period where I was allowed to start doing things. I was recovering, and and there was a lot of other things. I had my dog with me then as well, who unfortunately I lost in the first lockdown. So it's been a mixed second lockdown personally, and I hope you guys have had a better lockdown experience this time round, and please let me know what you guys did different, and how you guys managed to make the second lockdown slightly different. What did you change, what did you utilize or use from the first one? So yeah, it's been quite I tried to use this lockdown to kind of recover as well, which is physically, because again, the day in job and the battering the body's taken over the last couple of years from sparring and just impact. It doesn't necessarily mean just sparring. Sometimes when you practice certain techniques and certain kicks, jumping, spinning kicks, and the impact of landing on the floor and twisting and jerking and kicking, and so I've been trying to use that to rest. Actually, we've been doing our online classes for our members. Some of you have seen. I've been doing a few videos here and there. However, unfortunately, each time I do something, I suffer. So I'm going to try and use this last part again to still continue to try and rest as much as possible. The good news is I've been trying to get hospital appointments because I've had issues with my back and my knee for quite a while. I've been teaching through it. Just sometimes the pain has been tremendous, to the point some evenings it's been difficult to walk. And this is like if I do an online video classes, for the next 2 days I'm kind of bedbound, and it's got to a point during this whole COVID thing, trying to get hold of the doctors and appointments and everything has been ridiculous. Finally got some good news. I'm going to be getting an ultrasound scan on my knee as well as my back, so at least they're going to start investigating. So I'm waiting on referrals for that. So in the meanwhile, just rest, and hopefully I'm going to get back on doing quite a lot of videos, because again, at one point mentally, I'm not saying I was unstable, far from, but as much as I wanted to do these videos, there was certain things going on inside of my own head, and things which were, affecting me. So we're trying to get back again to normality, and obviously recent news with lockdown changing and London going into a new tier has been quite good for all of us, and again, a bit more a peace of mind. And Christmas is coming, people are worrying, I was thinking, because again, how am I going to kind of do this with my family? Because normally, every year I have Christmas with my brother and his wife, so me and my mum, we go over to my brother's house and we have Christmas lunch there, and then what tends to happen from there, I'll make my way over to my ex-partner's house, my kid's house, and I've always had Christmas dinner there. So for me, it's like I'm used to, and I'm a bit sorry I'm being selfish, but used to having 2 Christmas dinners every year. I've been spoilt for, ever since me and my son's mums are split up, which is, I've been quite fortunate actually, because even if there's been other sort of partners that she might have had in the past, one thing that we've always had is a Christmas together as a family. So that's very, very, very important for me. And again, it's great. So at least now I can give you a bit of clarity in what the restrictions and everything is. So I mean, I've done a bit of research myself, and this is information I've got from the BBC website. So obviously, if you don't know, most of you should know, I mean, we live in London, is London's now down to a tier 2. So again, that still means no household members mixing indoors. The rule of 6 will apply outdoors now. So you can do some form of outdoor exercising, limiting it to 6. Pubs and restaurants open, will be open, okay, and they are to shut at 11 p.m. So again, that's great news for all the pubs and restaurants that have had to shut down during this period, because obviously you can imagine how it's affected their business, their alcohol. I've got a mate who owns a pub, and you know, the first time around they had to get rid of quite a lot of alcohol, because again, a lot of the stuff that's in the barrels and things as such, you don't realise losses and impact that's had. And you know, things, if you know, food in the first lockdown, my friend was told, I think, and a lot of people who had pubs and restaurants, I believe, the day before, or they had like 1 or 2 day window for them to shut everything down. So great news for that. And you know, I'm really, really happy for my pal as well, because you know, that's affected him, because he's had to close. I don't think he's been doing takeaway foods, so I'm really, really happy for that. Alcohol only served as part of substantial meal, so again, that makes sense. So yeah, you can now have a bit of alcohol with your meal in restaurants, which is good. Spectators allowed at sports events and live performances, but limited numbers. And personal care, including hairdressing. So it's interesting, because again, it's so many sort of, for me personally, contradictory messages, and you can do this but you can't do that, and I find they kind of face off each other. So no households mixing indoors. I mean, I suppose we've all kind of got used to that. However, quite a lot of people haven't been doing that. I mean, I've not been mixing, but I've had a bubble with my kids and their mum. So again, I've been, you know, I know they've been going to school and my mum works. So again, we've been sticking to just that. We've created a bubble. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to see my kids. And like the first lockdown, I went through many weeks of not seeing them. It was killing me. And then it got to a point where, you know what, I just thought, I'm just going to go and stand outside their front door, and they can stay inside and having conversations through a glass window. And it was heartbreaking. So yeah, like it's a weird one. The rule of 6 applies outdoors. So, you know, I can't mix family members, but if I wanted to, I can have 6 strangers working out with me. So I can do personal sessions up to 6 people. 6 strangers can ring me up for my business cards being handed out, and I can do sessions with them. But, you know, so again, it's a bit of a weird thing. I'm just all round happy about the fact that the pubs and restaurants, you know, for me, it doesn't impact me personally, in the sense of I'm not a drinker, so I don't really go to pubs. And yes, I go to restaurants with my kids and the family, and so yeah, it's impacted me in that. But some places you've been allowed to do takeaway, so in that sense, that hasn't. For me, the main thing I'm happy about is the implications it has for the businesses that have had to close. So it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Sorry. So that is, yeah, again, it's just all around awesome. Again, another one that for me, you know, I'm a massive sports fan, and especially football, and, you know, as you know, martial arts and MMA. But spectators allowed at sports events. I mean, again, I can't mix with family members who you've probably got a better trace and track system with, because you'd be still be in some form of bubble. And but I can go to a football match and go through gates and, you know, touch railings, and again, it's just, you know, one thing I do love about some of the organisations. So for example, UFC, a mixed martial arts organisation, they have continued to do events so that not just one, that they can continue as a business, but two, that their staff, their fighters can earn money. And they've made sure that there's no spectators. They've made sure it's in a private complex in their Las Vegas location, so it's their own complex that they're in. Everything is literally military in the sense of the fighters that turn up, the constant testing, the incubation period and things as such, and all of that sort of thing. That they've nailed it to an absolute T. And for that, you've got to give a massive shout out to their owner and all the people that are backing them. So it's weird, because what would I rather see fans at a football, which we've all actually kind of got used to, and as much as it's sad, yes, I mean, that's the most important thing, right? You hear the crowds behind you, I get it. I'm a diehard football fan, Chelsea fan. I've been to Chelsea matches, so, you know. But what's more priority and what's more important to me? Family and etc. So, you know, yeah, again, weird. Personal care, including hairdressing, which is, again, I'm in need. But you know, again, worst case scenario, is it something that I, you know, could do without? What's more important, my health or me having a nice haircut? So I suppose the one thing I've got used to over the last 2 lockdowns is looking a lot rougher. And in the sense of actually not really caring, and obviously I'll still care about how I look and, you know, health and hygiene and things as such, but, you know, in a case where things are so volatile across the world, man, I don't give a shit I can't get my hair cut. I don't give a shit I can't go into a football stadium. Yeah. I do give a shit I can't go into my workplace and do classes, because again, it's not, forget about the monetary for me, but it's the well-being of people. And that's one thing that for me was the whole fitness aspect. You want people to get back to normal, but mental health has taken a drastic dip during both lockdowns statistically, which a lot of it doesn't get shown. All we keep getting shown is how many people have died with COVID and how the areas and high risk and blah, 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 meh, 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 meh. So, yeah, but again, look, I'm not going to sit here, I'm not going to complain, because all of this is going to, it benefits me in somehow. The fact that my business where I work is going to be allowed to open, so I'm not sitting here complaining, I'm just sitting here kind of playing a bit of devil's advocate and thinking, you know, just looking a bit deeper, and just some of it doesn't make sense to me. Perhaps I'm not seeing it right, and perhaps I'm thinking different, but, you know, it is weird. But I suppose the main question on everyone's minds is, how is this going to affect Christmas? Because if it's saying no household mixing, but the good thing is, guys, is families will be able to bubble with 2 other households for 5 days at Christmas. But those bubbles cannot meet up inside pubs, hotels, shops, theatres or restaurants. So they've given some form of flexibility so 2 households can meet during that, where you can create your personal bubble. I suppose obviously you've got to be self-conscious on your side and make sure that you've not got symptoms and not put anyone at risk. I'm sure no one's going to do that to their family members. So I suppose having 2 households is better than none. And this is the most important thing. You know, the last thing you want, and I want to see, is anyone out there on their own during Christmas. If I can't see my kids, I still live with my mum, so I'm not going to be on my own, but it's the people that are, who aren't normally. You know, so many people are in different predicaments. Some people might have just recently lost their partners, or, you know, it's their first time Christmas without someone, and they might need their family. I used to read Word Up magazine. Sorry. So yeah, it's all quite strange, but do you know what? Again, I'm not gonna sit here and moan and complain. It's like a thing we commonly do. Oh shit, it's so hot. Oh, it's so hot, it's killing me. Oh, it's too hot outside. But yet when it gets cold, we moan how we don't get enough heat. So, you know, it's that whole sort of philosophy. So I'm just kind of gonna appreciate everything I can utilize during this next period. For me, most important thing obviously is getting to see my family, my kids, being able to spend Christmas with them. I may not be able to see my brother this year because again he's made certain changes in and around his family, and he's too right in terms to limit risk, because again, you know, we're all being told to stay indoors. There's still clearly a pandemic going on. Obviously it's controlled and etc. So, you know, I might not see him for Christmas, but I'm still thankful that he and his family are able to have a Christmas together. And my nieces are going to have a lovely Christmas with their mum and dad. So for me, I'm going to take a positive out of every negative, which is something I always do. The glass is half full, and I'm going to enjoy every single moment of it. So guys, let me know what you're going to do. What have you guys got planned during this lockdown or during Christmas? I'm sorry, I'm so busy. Calls, everything all seem to go off when I want to do a video. No one ever cares. No, I'm joking. Yeah, so let me know what you guys are doing and what are your plans for Christmas. Obviously there will be many more videos until now and then, but for me it was just something to give you a bit more clarity on what's going on, especially for us. I mean, we are in the tier 2, so everything that will affect us I'm going to talk about. Sorry I've not discussed tier 3, tier 1, so if this does affect you I do apologise. So what I would encourage is just search up on BBC news website, because that's where I got my information from, and it was also linked in with the Daily Telegraph news. So again, you know, I'm trying to go on factual. I'm not trying to make up from what my understanding. Everything I've read out is all pure facts that I've looked at. So yeah, guys, that's the lockdown special done for me. Again, anything else going on this week? I believe it's the Mike Tyson fight this weekend, so that's going to be great. That's on pay-per-view though, so I'm a bit bugged. Am I going to pay £20 for it? I might just have to do that. So it's available on BT Sport box office. I'm sure Sky Sports might show it, but before that there is a main event on BT Sport as well, which is boxing heavyweights. Is that Daniel Dubois? I think it's again, I'm more of a mixed martial arts. I do love my boxing, so but I do know that there is a boxing event this weekend. There is an MMA event this weekend, which is Derek Lewis, Curtis Blades, which is going to be an absolute. I'm really looking forward to that card. Not just because heavyweights. I just love Curtis Blades' fighting style, and he's a humble guy. But when he gets in that cage, he's a monster. So anyone interested in any of those, please catch it. There is going to be Premier League. Come on, Chelsea. We're going to do it this weekend. We got Spurs. We're going to beat the Spurs. Anything else, guys? Look, I'm sorry if I've missed anything. Yeah, it was just a quick lockdown special on what's going on, how it affects us. Anything else, I'll come back on. So all from me, guys. It's okay with Jay. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share. This might not be for everyone, but again, it's just an output for me to come on and talk. So guys, all from me. Peace out. It's okay with Jay. Have a lovely weekend.